Okay, so welcome to the usual recap where we try to share everything that we did in the previous month. So let's cover September today. The first thing I want to talk to you about is pretty important. So we lately released the possibility to customize the desktop sidebar. Now, this is important because every time we talk with customers, they all tell us that they use Evernote in a slightly different way. And some of the feedback we received is like, why is tasks or shortcuts occupying so much space in my sidebar? And the feedback makes sense, although it's very hard to identify one specific item that we should remove because everybody uses Evernote in a very different way. So given that we can't just remove or hide one section, we decided to create the customization feature. So now you can go inside your settings on desktop, go inside the sidebar section in the settings, and using that little eye icon, hide one or more sections from your sidebar. You can also choose if you want them to appear in the More section, or you can decide to just hide them forever unless you go back to the settings and re-enable them. Now, please let us know how you customize your sidebar. We've already seen some images of how different people have customized their own sidebars, and it's been a joy to look at so many happy comments about decluttered sidebars now. The second thing is about calendar. So we've told you about two-way sync, so the possibility of updating, creating, changing, or deleting events from your Gmail and Outlook accounts from Evernote. We actually had to pull it back for a few weeks because there were some issues, and we fixed all of them. So now it's possible again to do these things on your calendar section inside Evernote. Plus, we are back to work on iCloud. We will share some news about this in the next few months. There's also a new limit for Evernote Free, many new limits actually. Now, the maximum note size is now 200 megabytes instead of 25. The maximum attachment size is also 200 megabytes instead of 25. And the monthly upload limit is up from 60 to 250 megabytes. Now, this is very good news for everybody who uses Evernote to save their content and their attachments. Now, welcoming iOS 18, we also worked to take advantage of the new features that it offers. You can now have shortcuts to create notes, tasks, and more from your control center. You can have quick access to Evernote from the lock screen on your iPhone, and you can see the beautiful new dark mode with an appropriate icon. Now, this was another big request. Until a few days ago, you couldn't leave any note that had been shared with you, nor any notebook that had been shared with you. Of course, this meant that your shared with me section became quite complex over time and quite messy. Now you can just go inside a note, hit the three-dot menu and just hit leave shared note. And this is, I think, some of the best news from this month. There is a brand new performance team at Evernote. Their goal is to make Evernote much faster. Now, here we wrote 10x. It's aspirational, of course, but the goal is to have deep focus on Evernote performance, because we recognize that over the last few years it's decreased significantly, and we want to revert this trend and make it fast already. And there are already some very good news coming in October, so stay tuned for those. And last piece of news, if you want to know more about Evernote and the principles that we've been following for the last year or so, as we worked on it to build some of the features that you've been asking forever, I had a very interesting conversation with David from The Verge, who I thank very much. You can find the Great Evernote Reboot episode on the Vergecast on YouTube or any other podcast platform. Thank you very much, and see you next month.